Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm Wiley, your favorite information scientist in training and librarian by day. Come to you live from the research cave. We'll call it the research cavern. I've been up since. These are my reflections. These are all my thoughts, ideas, and expressions of my own. It's interesting when you blurt things out because you be looking like, what's that behind me? And you like, the door. Animals. I digress. How y'all do? How your mama doing? You doing okay? All right, cool. Glad you okay. Ooh, it's been a week, has it not? Today is February 7th. I had 3 more good days. Forgive me. I do have home training. I have 3 more days before my revisions are due. I am working on it. If it's a fight, me and the methods and theoretical frameworks are tussling out here in these streets. With the writing, I got up this morning and joined my advisor and others at 8 a.m. writing today over in the information science school. New for me to go over there in the morning, and also because my new schedule as a full-time writer is I'm up at 8, but I'm not necessarily writing at 8. So I'm trying different things because we have a deadline. So I got up at 6 and was over at the high school about 7:45 in the building. Because I had wondered, could I still get in the building? Not like because I couldn't get in the building, but because sometimes with buildings, the doors don't open to certain times. So I was like wondering, was I going to have to go get coffee and come back? But the doors were already open. And I believe my iCard will work for access to the building, but I've not tried it. So I was grateful that the door was open. And so I went, and then my advisor showed up and just started writing. There was a Zoom room too. But I also had to come to IT because I am, not at that time, but later in the day, to get some installations done on this laptop. So, did I exactly start writing at 8 o'clock? I journaled, I dumped my brain of all the things that were in my mind at the moment. And then I decided to go ahead. I looked through the literature review, but I knew that wouldn't be a good use of my time. So I started with the methods, and by 9 o'clock, I was working, doing writing poems. And I kept that up until a little after 11. And then I came over to IT to get Python installed on my computer because I did this study, or at least I didn't do the study, but I started collecting the data, and I wrote a draft of a paper about, is America a racist country? And I was analyzing comments from Breitbart and the Washington Post. And so I have been thinking about that study because my field is race, digital studies, intersectionality, and really wanting to track comments about race because I do not know if my career will prove it, but I really believe people, or my life will prove it, but I really believe that people tell you what they really think when they're out here in these comments. And we should use these comments as a framework to have discourse around ideology. I really believe that. Yeah, so I have been thinking about that study since I have some time to work on research, and I really want to bring that project to fruition. And before I ever did the master's degree in library and information studies, I was almost a computer scientist. I was in the master's program for computer science. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't going to, work for one of the computer company, people for the government, because I'm nosy. and I wanted to know what's going on. But now, not so much. I don't know if that was the best decision. But ultimately, I learned that I was not passionate about programming. And so that's how I ended up in library science, because I focused about the technical expertise needed for the user level. So I did like systems administration work, websites, storyboards. That's what I used my master's in library and information studies to do. But back to the original point, I was learning that with Python, you can run a script to obtain the comments. I know there's concerns about that because there's some companies that in their term, some agencies, be it news agencies or websites, that have in their terms of service that you can't scrape that information. So I have to double check. But while that's true that they say that, I know the Washington Post, they did. Now, the Washington Post, now I don't know. But in 2021, 2022, they had a department that you could contact to actually obtain information consent for research purposes. I do not know if that aspect of them still exists, but I'm gonna look into it and see what I can keep doing with this study in order just to analyze a nice little data set of comments. So but that's my update for Friday. I'm just out here sharing my life as a researcher in training, and person that does research in other capacities too. So when I say in training, I mean in training me for information science. I'm not doing research on that side. So I'm gonna quit yakking and I'm gonna play my blues music because I feel like blues. Mhm. I don't know why I got James Taylor in my head. These last $2. I don't know, that's in my head. So I'm gonna play that and I'll get to work back on this method section. And I hope that what you got planned for your weekend? What you gonna do? You doing anything good? Let me know in the comments. What are two to three good things you're doing this weekend? You watching any streaming shows? Do something fun for me because I have revisions due. So my dissertation proposal is also known as my sweet baboon, and we're gonna spend time together this weekend and today. so other than cooking tonight for dinner, me and writing are gonna be we're gonna be here. We're gonna be friends to get those revisions in. But regardless, thanks for taking time to hit play and listen to me talk to you about my experiences as a doctoral student. And I hope that you're doing your best and you're taking care of yourself as best as you can, because it's hard out here in these streets. When you look at what all is going on in the world and the different news and the way that it impacts people that look like me and others that you might love or care about, or just the world as a whole, gotta keep your spirits up. So I hope you're doing some things to disconnect, to get real rest, to drink your water, to mind your business, and to take care of yourself and as best as you can and love on others and the people who love you back. So thanks for listening. You have a happy Friday.